Hello everyone. Welcome to the show Secret Talks with Anuradha Sethi. I feel so excited and proud whenever I talk about my aim and mission. So dear friends, the aim of the show is to reveal the secrets of the stories of the success of the successful women who have started from scratch. They have gone through many problems, many hurdles, and many challenges, but they have established themselves in their sectors. And if I talk about the mission, dear friends, I am on the mission to transform 1 lakh lives of women and want to help them to create their identity around their passion. I want to make them empowered. I want to make them to reveal themselves. So this is a very small leap to my big mission. So as I promised that I will reveal the secrets of the successful ladies, so hold your breath. Welcome our guest of this week. If I talk about our guest, she is SHARLENE LYNCH from South Australia. She is the multi-passionate entrepreneur. She is the veterinary workshop and the mentor with the experience of 30 years. Not only this, my dear friends, she is the international inspirational speaker. She is the author. And she is also working as a mindshift coach. She is helping the people to navigate the gap where they are and where they want to be. Isn't it impeccable? Yes, it is. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome SHARLENE LYNCH. Hello, SHARLENE. Welcome. Welcome to the show. First of all, I want to pay my gratitude for accepting my invitation to come on the show. I met you only 1 month ago, and I'm observing you from the last 2 to 3 months. You are a wonderful personality. I have no words to explain your charm. I have gone through your story. I have observed each and everything about you. If I talk about you, you are a charismatic personality. You're magnificent. You know, I don't know from where you get the energy you are putting in your efforts. You're putting in your videos. So SHARLENE, thank you so much for accepting this invitation. And I'm damn sure the show is going to inspire most of the women, not on the women, even the men who are struggling in their phase and who want to go ahead in their life. So SHARLENE, I just want to start the show with a very simple question. I just want you to brief your story. That how do you start and come so far as a successful woman? SHARLENE, stage is yours and we are waiting for your insights.
Thank you so much. You know, life is on the complicated side, and I had reached some great heights of success even while I was still experiencing challenging mental health issues. So, you know, we see success from the outside looking in, and really it's an inside looking out job. And so from all looking in, it looked like my life was well and organized, and I was happy and traveled well, lived in a beautiful house, lovely cars, and a lovely lifestyle. However, I still had lots of complications underneath that, and that culminated, unfortunately, in the night nearly 9 years ago now that my son took his own life. So that was a very well, aside from a challenge and obviously devastation, it was also an awakening to see that not everything is as it seems, and that we get to make choices in life. And So yeah, so thank you so much for watching the videos and listening to the story of Scott. And for those who haven't heard the story, my son, 17, 1 week off his 18th birthday, took his own life. And I prayed for a different answer and tried for 15 long minutes to resuscitate him and was unable to. And I was praying for a different result. I was praying that the universe would give him back to me, and that wasn't to be so. But what I did get was one word, and the word was forgive. So when I was given the opportunity to go and say my goodbyes to my son, I laid down next to him and rested my head on his chest, and I said, you know, none loves you, baby, and that I forgive you for the choice that you've made. And for me, that forgiveness is the part that changed my journey. So starting my journey with forgiveness, and it's been an amazing 9 years. I miss him. Well, I aim to live in the loving of him as opposed to the missing. So when I say I'm missing having him to cuddle, but I feel like I talk to him every day, and I embrace his presence, and in my own way I speak to him every day as well. And the memories that I do have are all very loving, and yeah, it's a beautiful place to be.
SHARLENE, so sorry for your loss, and you know, I don't have the words to show my feelings that, you know, but whatever happened to you, the word that you had spoken, just forgive. You had forgiven him. And this is the thing, this is the milestone where the real journey starts. Because there are many persons, there are many women, there are many teenagers, those who are having the burden of a very small mistake, and they are not able to come out from that zone to make them comfortable, to make them, they're not taking it as a challenge to move forward. They're not taking it to change the world. But you are splendid, SHARLENE, that you had crossed that bars, you had crossed that limit, and you had started your journey from the forgiveness. Really,
Thank you. I'd like to say that it's assisted, that it didn't come from me, it came through me. So I think that it's a message to everybody on the planet that we need to have that forgiveness. We need to have forgiveness for ourselves, for others, for situations. And you know, it is a beautiful thing to forgive, and we can move forward.
Yes, exactly, SHARLENE. So I had learned a very wonderful word from you today, that is forgiveness. We human beings are not able to forgive everyone very easily. We are taking each and everything in our heart. We get annoyed on a very little thing, you know, and you are wonderful. It needs courage. It needs actually huge courage to forgive someone. And I know that your son is always with you, because your charm, your effort, your journey is showing that passion, that love for your child that you are doing. You are on the mission to change the world, to change their mind shift. So I can feel, you know, I have the goosebumps. So I can feel that. I can feel that in your journey, in your passion. Thank you so much, SHARLENE. And SHARLENE, my next question is, when did you get the realization of starting your journey? As you told me that it happened to you, but what is the actually pinching point? What was that statement? What was that line which hit you that this is the right time to start, and you know, you have to go for it?
So after forgiving my son that night, it put me in a different place. So I was energetically in a capacity to be able to help other people. And normally the mother is the one that is, you know, in the deepest part of the grieving. But by having that message to start with forgiveness allowed me to be in a different space. So I was at least able to help the others around me move through the process. And that obviously was the catalyst for that night, while the police were still in the house interviewing everybody as they do at a suicide. I was sitting on the couch with my legs tucked in underneath myself, and I was sort of all curled up, and I was staring at my giant cup of coffee, which was then going cold. And I said out loud, and I thought I'd actually said to myself, but I said it out loud, that I'm going to thrive through this. That's what Scott would want. I'm not just going to survive. And that was the second part of the journey. And that was to come from a decision that that was it, regardless of what had happened before. Moving forward, I would have a different life. So I didn't really understand what a thriving life could look like back then. I was in a bit of a mess, but still I knew it was more, bigger, and it was all about making a difference for others. And so the decision. So absolutely, that's the next part of the journey, is to make the decision.
Yes, absolutely right. Absolutely. Everything starts with a decision. When we are able to take the decision of our life, of every hour, of every moment, only then we will be able to change our life and to change others' life. Splendid, Charlene, splendid. You know, I'm not getting the words that, how can I appreciate you? You are, you know, actually, you are a divine soul. Actually, I'm talking this. Oh, so Charlene, so the next question is, because, you know, most of us give up when we have little bit challenges. So suppose if I'm not able to do, I have body ache, I have fever, so I am the person who will give up very easily, and you know, I'll see okay, fine, I'm not feeling fine today, so let's let it go, and I'll do it tomorrow. So I'm talking about a very tiny challenge, very small challenge. So most of the women have many challenges in their life, and they can have the challenge of their family, the environment, and the society, and challenges of the limiting beliefs. They have many challenges. So have you faced any challenge? If yes, how did you overcome them?
Okay, that's an understatement. If I'd only known what it was going to take to move from surviving to thriving that night, would I have made a different decision? I don't know. It did start the journey with gratitude. So to be grateful for everything. And I have a gratitude practice, and I started the gratitude practice the day after. Well, I'd always been doing it, but I started to do it really seriously and diligently the day after my son passed away. So I grabbed a notepad and a pen and just started writing down everything that I was grateful for. Now, some days it's been really challenging to actually write anything down. And I do remember one day shortly after Scott died, I'd just written down that the sun was shining. Like, that was a really, really hard day that day. And the only thing that I had to be happy for was that the sun was shining. So I urge people, I encourage people to find something to be thankful for, not to compare yourself to others, just to find around you, with your family, your friends, your environment, just find things to be thankful for. That gratitude will raise your vibration, that will enable you to do life differently. And then obviously, having made the decision, is that obviously is a precursor to the gratitude. But I have to say, having a vision that's bigger than yourself is the thing that's made a difference. So my vision is to raise the frequency of the planet. Now, that's a pretty huge vision. So in order to accomplish that vision, I need to be vibrating at a really high frequency. I need to bring my energy to everything that I do, and I also bring my gratitude to everything that I do. So that helps to raise the energy as well.
Yeah, actually, gratitude. You know, it's a wonderful word. It has changed my life. I was a complaining person earlier. I had a lot of complaints to my life, that I didn't have this, that. So when I learned the art of gratitude, you're absolutely right. We have to be grateful for whatever we have. Even for the small shiny things, small things, as you told me that you was grateful for the shining sun. We have forgotten the things which are, we are taking them for free, and we are not paying anything for that, but we are not grateful to those things. We are grateful for a small gift. If any relative, any friend is giving us to any gift, we are thankful to that. But we are not thankful to the God, to the universe, for the things that he is providing us for our living, which are the very basic and essential things. And so, Charlene, absolutely right that gratitude is the first stone which can shift your mind shift. Which can shift your mindset, and you can move forward, because when you are positive about your life, you will take the positive decisions. And once you are positive for your decisions, you have the ability to change the world. You have the ability to change the environment. And as you said, you have a very big aim to change the frequency of this planet. It's wonderful. I'm with you, Cheryl, and most of the people are with you, those who are working with a positive mindset. Thank you so much. Charlene, you are so energetic. I'm repeating it because I don't know, whenever I see your video, any video, I was going through your video one after other, and each and every video, I was finding it, you are with a different energy. You are so motivated. Touch wood, you are, I don't know. So I don't feel all the time motivated. I am motivated, but I don't feel that energy all the time. And most of the women, most of the person on this planet don't feel so motivated and energetic every time. So I want to know the secret of your motivation and energy.
Oh, God, that's a really great question. Thank you so much for asking. So look, everything is a frequency. Every thought is a frequency. Every word is a frequency. Everything we put in our mouth is a frequency. So I aim to raise my frequency with really good food. So I'm a vegetarian, and I honor that space. And I also don't do coffee. So I won't take any stimulants. So I don't drink coffee. I like green tea, and usually decaffeinated. I like water. I won't drink fizzy drinks, and I spend a fair amount of my time in prayer and meditation. So prayer and meditation will really raise our frequency. I'm very careful about not being in an environment that will lower my thought process and my frequency for any length of time. So I'm careful about what I watch. If I do watch television, I'm careful about what I watch. And I certainly won't read or look at anything that's not going to make me feel good or educate me about moving forward. So I'm the gatekeeper of my own mind, and I check myself. I check myself all the time. Is this working for me? Is this helping me? Is this pointing you in the right direction? And I surround myself with people, and they say, as Sam says, proximity is power. And I surround myself with people that support my journey, and I support theirs. So, yeah, coming from a challenged background, I can tell you that it doesn't take very much to get stuck on that downward spiral. And so we need some pattern interrupts to make sure that we're spiraling up. Yeah, so it's all about frequency and just being very mindful. So asking yourself better questions and really just checking in with yourself all the time. I also do relaxation really well. So I do prayer and meditation really well. I do it every day, every night, every morning. And then if I need to during the day, I will either have a massage or just spend some time in meditation. I will do things for my soul, for my energy.
Oh, that's great. So this is the secret of your motivation, energy, and your beauty.
And prayer. And prayer.
And yes, you're absolutely right, Charlene. When we surround ourselves with the like-minded people, with the positive people, and when we do prayer, when we go for the meditation, and a few years back, I was also not aware about all these things. But when I started doing all these things, like the prayers and the meditation and staying with the like-minded people, started reading the books and checking every day yourself. Yes, it's a very important thing. I have made it a ritual now that I check myself every night that did I do anything which was not suitable for me? So I try next day. I try my heart that I'll not do this thing again. To my extent, I'll try that thing. So Charlene, thank you so much for sharing your secrets. It's the secret of the universe that when you are when you are concentrated, when you are doing the right things with the right frequency, when you are clear about your mission, when you are staying with like-minded people, when you are with a decision, with a clear and crystal mind, universe gives you whatever you want. Universe is there to give you. And I'm very glad to know all your secrets. Now I'm going to follow you on this. Okay,
I did forget to mention though that making a difference for other people. So even when I was in the worst possible state, when I was still an alcoholic and still having troubles with my own OCD and ADD and all of my other disabled or abledly different challenges, is that making a difference for other people helped make a difference for me. So the research shows that it has a chemical change in your brain. So even if things are as bad as they can possibly be, if you can make a difference for somebody else, or even an animal, like make a difference for another soul, it will help you move in the right direction.
Yes, actually, I'm aware about an organization who is working hard for the pets, for the dogs. So the kind of energy they have, it motivates us. So you're absolutely right. If you are doing something for the society, for the people, it gives you a different kind of energy, and universe is always there to help you. Thank you so much, SHARLENE. And you are, again, I'm not getting the word to appreciate you every time, because I never met a person like you who have a lot of touchwood, who have a lot of smiles on her face. And SHARLENE, do you have any tips to give to the women who are struggling in their life, who want to come out from their comfort zone, but they are not able to? They are just so much concerned about the society, about the family, and they are just somewhere, digging in their self, but they are not able to come out from their comfort zone. So which tips do you want to give?
I ask them to dare to dream. It starts with a vision of what your life could look like, and then just follow up with the decisions. So it's a very, very powerful thing to have an imagination. The computer cannot have an imagination. Only humans can have imagination. And if you can dream it and then make the decisions to follow up on it, and then raise your frequency and help enough other people get what they need, you'll get exactly what you need. And yeah, it doesn't matter where you are right now. It doesn't matter what's happening in your life. That if you can dare to dream, it can happen.
Yes. One of your videos I have heard that go for a very big dream, as you have a, limitless dream to rise the frequency of this universe. So SHARLENE, do you want to say something about that? What kind of dream, and how our audience can follow that dream? So I just want to have any strategy for them.
Well, I love the shift process. It's what's got me from where I was. So where I was an alcoholic for 30 years. I also had OCD to the point of self-harm, ADD, and several other unchecked mental health issues, including depression, amongst other things, a lowered immune system. I was 25 kilos overweight. There was lots of other complications in my body and also in my mind. And to get from that space, so that was me sitting on the couch that night looking at the giant cup of coffee. I was in that state. So for me to imagine that I would be an international public speaker sharing a vision of a changed frequency, and for everybody, every human on this planet, to have the availability to live a different life, I could only imagine that in my wildest dreams, but that's what I dreamt. And now it's a reality. So it is that simple. So the shift process is amazing. The S in shift stands for see the big picture. And it has to be huge. It has to be enormous. It has to be bigger than you. And it has to be uncomfortable, because if you think you can do it, it's not big enough. It needs to be unrealistic. And get that all written out and spend some time crafting it. I would advocate going away, getting some quiet time, taking a book and writing it all in there, what you think that could look like. And don't allow any how is that going to happen in there at all. No hows, just this is what you're looking for. And then the next letter in shift is H, and H is to hone on reality. This is where you need to get real. this for me just showed where I was and where I need to be. And that showed me the gap that I had to move through to get what I wanted, the life that I wanted to live. So you do have to get real at some stage. And and you need to write that down, and that's going to indicate the gap. The most important letter in shift is definitely I. I is to implement quick wins. When we implement quick wins, what happens is that we rewire our brain and we get that serotonin kick, which what it does is it just gives us a high, and then it convinces us that more change is possible. So it rewires us. And some of our programming's been there since we were 7 years old. So the older we are, the more of the program we need to break. And then F is focus on the patterns. The patterns are everywhere. And sometimes the patterns are in this life. Sometimes they could be patterns from your family heritage. Sometimes they could be past life. They just patterns, and they're everywhere. And if you bring awareness to the patterns, note to pen, so I'm an advocate for journaling, then you will see how to break them. But awareness it needs to start with, because if you can't see them, you can't fix them. So that what must be seen must be measured, and you can't measure it unless you have that awareness. So that's F. And then T is take massive action. And as a recovering perfectionist, I have to say, take massive imperfect action. So I was frozen at the action part of moving forward, unable, just frozen, because I wanted the action to be perfect. Just do it anyway. Done is better than perfect. You just need to move. So, those letters have really changed my life. It's taken me from where I was to where I am now. I also take businesses through the same process with a business unpack. And it's amazing how we can restructure an entire business using this concept. And also it helps humans as well who want to make some changes in their lives, and small businesses as well. So it's a beautiful concept, the shift process. It all starts with language too. So I've moved away from calling it mindset, because that gives us the impression that the mind is set. If we embrace the opportunity that the mind is fluid, that the mind it can shift, then I think bringing that language to it, because language is frequency, it can really make a difference.
Yes. You don't know what you don't know. What you have told, it's magnificent. You have told that taking the 1,000 imperfect actions, it's indeed a very deep thing. We all care about taking the perfections. We all think about taking the right actions, taking the correct actions. But this is a very deep thing, that we should take an action. It doesn't matter, is it perfect or imperfect? And the focus, as you told, that you are not aware that how your pattern is made from, in your past life, in your current life, you are not aware about all those things. So SHARLENE, it's wonderful. Even I'm feeling so energetic after knowing the shift process. Every letter has its own story. Every letter has its own strategy. Every letter has its own journey. And I can understand, I can feel from your articulation that you have experienced all these things, and only an experienced person can change the mind shift of others, because you are determined to your passion. You are determined to change, to bring the change in the society. That's why you can illustrate each and every letter of your course. And I'm damn sure that whatever you are providing in your mind shift training, it's going to be wonderful. The shift word, I would like to, I will surely make a video on this with your permission on shift word. I just want to make my audience learn about all this. And I also want to say once again, thank you so much, SHARLENE, for sharing your deep thoughts, your deep insights with us. SHARLENE, if my audience wants to connect to you, where they can connect you?
Oh, that's a fantastic question. So you can find me on YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and also on the website, and TikTok soon. Still working that one out. So just look for SHARLENE Lynch. So that's SHARLENE, and then Lynch, LYNCH. So just Google me and you'll find me. And I've got lots of free offers and free resources. And yeah, I'm always open for a conversation.
Yeah. You know, even when you accepted my invitation, I was surprised. It was a pleasant surprise for me that, oh, Charlene had accepted this invitation. She is a very divine soul, you know. And Charlene, because you are an empowered lady, you had brought the changes in the society. And this is just the starting of your journey. So if I ask you that, what do you think about the women empowerment? Because this is the signature question of my show, that what is the women empowerment according to you? When a woman is empowered, when a woman can feel that now I am empowered, and not for the society, not for anybody else, for women itself. So what is women empowerment?
So it's absolutely positive knowing yourself. Above all others, it's about knowing yourself. And for me, it's obviously having a connection to the divine. So so through prayer and meditation, that's what gives me courage and gives me strength and makes me feel like I'm invulnerable, like I can move mountains, and that's where I draw my strength and my courage from. And knowing yourself is a simpler journey than you could imagine. And I got to say that journaling is the answer. Spending time writing out, getting to know yourself, asking yourself questions, asking your subconscious. We have these patterns of thoughts and behavior that are set from the time that we're 7 years old. And, you know, if you're over 35, 95% of your thought patterns are unconscious. So how to get into the unconscious? Ask questions. So ask yourself better questions, and you stand in your own power. You're a beautiful soul. You make a difference.
Yes. So knowing yourself, the empowerment starts with knowing yourself. So with this statement, I would like to request to the audience, that to all the women who are stuck somewhere, who want to move forward, but they are, you know, they are much concerned about the society. So first of all, you have to know about yourself, then take the decision, and then move forward. And my favorite word from now is shift. So you have to take that word shift, and with the guidelines of Charlene, you can move forward. Charlene, you are a wonderful personality, as I told many times, and you are an inspirational, international inspirational speaker. You are author, and you are a mind shift coach. You are a business coach, and so on, you know, and that's wonderful, Charlene. I don't have words to explain my feelings to you, that how much I'm grateful to you for accepting this invitation, for coming here on this show, and to share your insights to the women, to the audience who wants to do more. And if, you know, after going through a lot of pain, you didn't give up. You started from there with the passion, with the mission, with a very little but empowered word, forgive. And after that, you had taken the gratitude. Grateful you were for everything. And then you had shift your mindset, and then you fall in the journey of the changes. And Charlene, thank you so much. I need your guidance even in the future. And you are a wonderful soul. And what is the message you want to give to the audience? And after that, we will wind up this.
Oh, it's simply this, that you've got this. That's it.
Yes. Okay. Charlene, thank you. Thank you so much for accepting this and coming on the show. And I would like to have again in my show in coming time with your more strategies, because, you know, now I'm a hungry learner, and you are a wonderful coach. You are a wonderful trainer. You are a mind shift coach. And thank you so much for coming on the show. Please accept my gratitude. Thank you.
Thank you, darling. I must run. I have another meeting, but it's such a pleasure and a privilege, and I will speak with you soon.
Sure, Charlene. Bye-bye. Take care. So, dear friends, she was SHARLENE LYNCH. She was wonderful. She had described her journey in very simple words. There was nothing to hide, nothing to show more, but she had described her journey with very simple words that was started with the pain. But she had not given up for that pain, you know. She had started her journey from that very moment. She had forgiven her son. After that, she followed the gratitude. Then she took the decision to change the society, to change the mind shift of the people. And now she is doing impeccable job. She is doing impeccable changes in the society. So what is stopping you? Dear friends, it's a wonderful journey if you want to make change in the society. So first of all, you have to know what you don't know. You have to know yourself. You have to break the limiting beliefs. You have to break the old pattern which is stopping you to move forward. So this is how we met SHARLENE LYNCH, and in next meeting for sure we will meet with the next wonderful guest. Thank you so much for joining me on the show. Thank you.